Hey there. Today's video is going to be on my new firearm that I got. I've always wanted, growing up, I was a big history buff. Loved history on the Civil War and World War One, World War Two, Korea, Vietnam, all the different conflicts. And probably one of the reasons why I ended up going into the army. I got a replica of a M1911 A1 for my birthday when I was probably in maybe middle school, and it was a complete 100% replica, except it had no firing pin and the barrel was fused shut. So there was no way of, at that time, I should say, of trying to make this thing fire unless you had some pretty good gunsmithing skills. And again, this was back in the late 70s, early 80s. So dating myself quite a bit. But so I really wanted an M1911. I didn't want to go out and spend a ton of money I was really eyeing up the Smith & Wesson models. But then I found the Rock Armory. So here we go. Here's the Rock Armory M1911 GI built, full length. Nothing in there. Let's go ahead and nothing in the chamber. So the firearm is safe. So here it is. It's built to spec from the period. The wood handle guard. It's got everything. It's got the one safety, thumb safety on the one side. It's not ambidextrous. And it was a good price point. I spent hours reviewing YouTube videos and looking at reviews on things. So I got this probably the other day, got it home, pulled it apart because it's got all that shipping grease in there and all that really thick, nasty junk. So I disassembled it, and it didn't take too much doing. They're pretty simple machines when it comes down to it. Pulled it apart, really wiped it down, put some new gun oil on the moving parts, put it back together, and as I was going through the function check, I went to go hit the slide release with my dominant thumb. And one thing about these 1911s is that the vendors usually say, well, at least Rock Island anyway, says you got to put about 500 rounds through to break it in, to kind of get things moving like they should, because they even say it's a tight gun. And so I went through the function check on it. Everything was going well, and I went to go hit the slide release on it with my thumb on my dominant hand, and my thumb pushed down with a lot of pressure, and the slide release didn't move. My thumb did, and I got a nice little blood blister, which is always fantastic, especially on your dominant thumb. So I had it puffed up, and it looked like a tick under the skin. Went through and lanced it, got a lot of the blood out, put a Band-Aid on there for some Neosporin just to kind of keep things moist and make sure that nothing was gonna get nasty in there. But it's still sore today. But the gun's clean, ready to rock. I've got a lot of ammo. Found a indoor range that I'm looking forward to getting it out on. But that was about it. So I really appreciate that this gun kind of blooded me in by doing that to me, and of course trying to tie your shoes the next morning, and it hurt. But so I'm really looking forward to getting out in the range, and I will probably come back with the review after I get done putting about maybe 50 to 100 rounds through it, just on my road to 500. Otherwise than that is it.